Hey everybody, this is John Childress with Simi Valley Paranormal, and I'm back with another video. And when I say another, it's been a long time since I've done one, so I really mean another. Since my last video, I'd like to tell you guys I have another page also now, Cheyenne Paranormal. My family and I moved to Cheyenne, Wyoming last year. And so, been kind of busy just getting stuff figured out. Cheyenne Paranormal is actually a sister page to Simi Valley Paranormal. The only difference is that I keep the local stuff in each of the separate ones. Other than that, I pretty much share everything between the two. So, today's video, it's just been a long time, so I thought I would put one together. And if it sounds like I'm rambling a little bit, I'm going to tell you because I don't script these. I like to just I talk off the cuff better than I do by reading it. So anyway, I'm going to call this video This and That, and that's what it's going to be about. Just a little bit of this and that. So I actually didn't realize that Simi Valley Paranormal had been together for 9 years. So that's a good run, and it's an active page that is still going, and I appreciate everybody's support and everybody that contributes to it. And the same thing with Cheyenne Paranormal. One of the things I wanted to talk about is, and I bring some of this stuff up from time to time, and I just want to keep reminding people. I belong to a lot of pages. I belong to Bigfoot pages, other paranormal pages. I just joined a paranormal photography, or not a photography page, but photos and whatnot. I belong to UFO pages, and time to time I get blocked or kicked off or whatever because I'm an investigator. And there's a lot of people they'll get on the Bigfoot page. Why are you here if you don't believe? I believe. But everybody on here keeps talking like they know. And there's a difference between knowing and believing. Wanting to believe in Bigfoot is one thing. Knowing that there's actually a Bigfoot, no, I don't. I don't like things stated as fact. Oh, Bigfoot eats berries and this and that. Da, da, da. No, how do you know? You can't say that. You can't state it as a fact if you don't know. You can guess, you can hypothesize, you can, form an opinion, but to say it outright is wrong. I had one the other day. He actually posted that he's found 3 Bigfoot bodies. They've all died of malnutrition or I think that's what it was, something along those lines. And so being the investigator, I said, so wait, you've had 3 dead bodies that you've done autopsies on, obviously, if you know how they died. And yet you don't have a picture, at least nothing. You just don't. And so when people start talking like that, that's what makes it so hard for the non-believers to believe. It's like, dude, you had a body. Bring it out. You didn't kill it. Just bring it out and show the world. And let's put an end to this once and for all. I think I told somebody one time, the thing with Bigfoot is once you find out it's real, people are just the pages will probably go away. There's no more fun to it. There's no more mystery to it. You'd know, and the answer would be the answer. So that's one thing. So be careful when you're talking to people or even on pages. People will say, oh, this guy's a Bigfoot expert, and he said, okay, well, there's no such thing. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as a paranormal expert, a ghost expert. There just isn't. Nobody knows. I had another one the other day. The guy goes, well, if you don't believe, you should read this book. And he says, though all of the critics have panned it and this and that. Okay, so this guy took one book, decided that this guy was the end-all, know-all of Bigfoot, even though all of his peers thought that it was junk. And I said, well, that's not really helping your cause any. It's not really, if his peers think it's crap, Why would you think that's the end-all, know-all book of Bigfoot? So be a little careful what you look at. Another one that came up the other day, and I'm kind of sticking with Bigfoot because that's kind of one of the ones that I've seen a lot of lately, was that Bigfoot is an interdimensional being, and he comes in through portals, and one guy says he'd seen it and, watched it, a portal open and a Bigfoot step out of it. Okay, well, I'm not calling BS yet because I didn't see it, and very possible that's one of the beliefs. But people started yelling BS. My thought is you cannot take anything off the table until it can be proven one way or the other. If you take something off the table, if you say in ghost hunting, and it's come around a lot lately, that a K2 meter is hokum, that they don't do anything, how do you know? We don't know what we're looking for, so we don't know how to look for it. If you take it off the table, you've lost that option, if that makes sense. If you say that Bigfoot cannot be a interdimensional being, and you take that off the table, then you quit looking that way, and that you lose an avenue of your research by doing that. You have to keep an open mind until something's been proven. Same thing with the UFOs. Are they interdimensional? Are they time travelers? Are they beings from another planet? We don't know. So you can't take any of those off the table until you do know. And I get a lot of the one guy posted about the St. Helens eruption and the government going in and killing off the Bigfoots because they could finally find them. And I just told the guy, I said, that story's got about 10 different versions. One was Bigfoot was helping them recover the bodies. One was Bigfoot was, attacking people. Again, it's got 10 different variations, probably, or more. And so you got to be careful what you believe and what you think. I think different than some people. I think again, when you write something and you state it as a fact, I will come down on you every time. Yeah, prove it. That's my go-to response. You may not be lying, but until you can prove it, doesn't mean anything. Anyway, that was kind of that. We also talk a little bit about people are going, we should, and I've brought this up before too, we should do an investigation here or do an investigation there, or, whatever. And yeah, maybe. People don't always want you at their place. I've gone to places, and a couple of people will tell you, I've taken people to places that we can't get in again. They don't want us back a second time. Now, for whatever reason, usually that reason is they don't want the notoriety. I've signed non-disclosure agreements with certain places. I can show you pictures. I just can't tell you where it's at or what it, and you can't get in there again. And so, you go in and you start bugging the people. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to be bothered. There are places you can go, some open places, and you're more than welcome to go to a cemetery. One of the things with cemeteries, actually, I never really even thought about it myself personally until somebody said something the other day that, why would the ghost be hanging around there? He's not there anymore. That's just where the body is. The ghost is probably somewhere that means something to him or that's important to him. They wouldn't be hanging around the cemetery. So anyway, one of the things I did hear the other day, and I actually heard it twice in 2 days, and it was kind of funny. One of our members passed away, and I posted that on the Simi Valley page and the Cheyenne page. And one of hers and my friends is a psychic medium, Michael Hanna, who's actually been doing quite well lately with himself. Anyway, I asked him if she had passed over okay. And he said, yeah, she was in the waiting room. And I said, what? He goes, I can't think of any way better to say that. He goes, they go there to kind of get acclimated and stripped of their earthly bonds and to, become a more I'm sorry, I forgot exactly what he said, a better form of being. And so I was telling my wife about it, and she says, oh yeah, my sister said the same thing about mom. And I said, what? And he goes, she said, yeah, she said she didn't call it the waiting room, she called it something else, but she goes, she was there and she was kind of stuck because they wouldn't let her out because she had so much anger that she couldn't get it cleared and she wasn't ready to be let go again. Hearing those things from two different people make you think that, it's nice to think that there's something more, there's something else. It's sad to think that we work so hard and live so hard to simply go away after all this. And, and according to a lot of these people, we go somewhere else and then we come back. We come back sometimes better, sometimes not. I think we all choose our own path in life. I believe in that. I don't think anything's preordained. And that was something I heard the other day on a video. It was a really good video called And Did They Listen? You can find it on Prime if you have Prime. I don't know if you can find it on YouTube. I found snippets of it, but I didn't actually find the video. But they talk about that there's a difference between a prediction and a premonition, and that they don't have to come to fruition. You can change it. Things don't have to be what they are or what you think they're going to be. And that the world could actually change if we could all get together in a collective consciousness and make the change, make the world a better place. But we can't do it one or two people at a time. We have to do it as a whole, as a humanity. And it just kind of resounded with me that it's nice to think that there's more out there, and that's what we're kind of looking to find out as investigators. And I don't know, I just as I get older, I get more philosophical on my beliefs and things, and I'm on the shorter side of the hill than I was, and those days are kind of gone. So let's see, what else was I thinking? Oh yeah, so this paranormal page, the photograph page that I just joined, a guy posted one today, and he said, yeah, I was stopped at a red light and I just got a new phone, so I took out the camera and took a picture. And somebody said, why would you take a picture of a red light? And somebody goes, that's not what he said. I said, so I said, yeah, I know what he said, but why? Why just, and somebody goes, well, he got a new phone. He wanted to try it out. I said, off the top of my head, I could come up with 50 better places to take a picture of than through your windshield on a rainy day, because you could see the wipers had moved, of a random building on a corner. And they're trying to show, oh, well, do you see that? Everybody wants to see something in these pictures. They want to believe so bad that there's got to be something there. You are more likely to just take a picture than to catch something paranormal. It doesn't, again, 100 times it's been said by me and by other people, the last thing most things are going to be is paranormal. You go in to investigate a haunting in somebody's house, they're hearing creaking and creeping and this and that, and then you find out the plumbing's bad, the roof's leaking, the house is settling, their son's sneaking out at night and sneaking back in. Who knows what it is? But the odds of it being a ghost are probably way, way slimmer. I believe really hard. I do. And I want to have those experiences. It's so funny, the people that have them. I have been at psychic shows and readings, and I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. The 3 I've been to in a group reading, the biggest non-believers are the ones that get read. They get, and I mean read to the point where they, take over most of the time, because, and I don't know why. Yet I go in there, I try to take trigger objects with me, I try to do this and that, I try to, nope, nobody ever comes through for me. So again, believing's not enough sometimes. You gotta be willing to put in the time, and I'm willing to put in the time. I don't have a problem with it. I haven't done an investigation since I've been here in Cheyenne. Cheyenne's a little bit like Simi was. The haunting history in this town is off the charts. I got a book when I first got here, Haunted Cheyenne. We have an old downtown area, which is from the 1800s. And it's almost every building in there has a story of some sort. I don't know that I can get in those buildings, other than going up and asking and seeing. I just really haven't put in that time yet. But I want to believe. I really do, and I do believe. I just haven't. And I've seen enough and been around enough that I'm not dissuaded. I keep pushing to find out more and more and more. But again, like the Bigfoot page, they'll find a bunch of down trees stacked, and oh my God, only a Bigfoot could do this and da 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 da. Yet I can drive up the highway here, 10 miles from my house, and right on the side of the highway are all these trees that are, and all these X patterns and falling over. And I'm pretty sure those weren't Bigfoot. I'm pretty sure it was from the wind and the snow up on the top of this pass. You have to know, you have to know a lot. You have to know a lot to learn more, if that makes any sense to everybody. If you don't know anything about plumbing and you go to this house and you're hearing the same popping and creaking and noises they are, you're going to go, you're right. But if you know anything about buildings and plumbing, you're going to go, it's just water pipe squeaking, why is this door keep closing and opening all by itself? Well, go put a level on it. You probably find out the house is leaning a little bit, or the door's not sitting right on its hinges, or half a dozen reasons. And they're all going to be more likely than there's a ghost. So again, do your due diligence. And that's what I tell people. One lady says to me, she went off on me about me not being a believer. And I said, ma'am, I've probably been studying this way longer than you have. And I believe. And she goes, well, this said this and that and da 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 da. And I said, ma'am, I must read 10 articles a day on the paranormal of some sort, or at least look at a story or do something. She goes, well, I don't have that kind of time. I said, okay, well, if you're not going to put in your due diligence and you're not going to, put in the extra effort, then don't tell me I'm wrong. It's, I don't know how many know this, but I'm an electrical inspector for a city. Well, I've been an electrical inspector for 34 years. And to have a contractor tell me I'm wrong about a code section, some 22-year-old kid, it's like, no, I'm pretty sure I'm not. I go get the book and show you this is what I do for a living. Don't tell me I'm wrong unless you know better, can prove it. They normally can't. But my point being is, don't argue with people about what's what. There's no need to get into those arguments. I've told people before, I used to bowl with a guy who was an absolute skeptic. And I'd talk to him, and I'd give him my opinions, and he'd look at me like I was off the rails. And I said, dude, you asked me about it, and I'm telling you what I hear, what I know, what I read, what I study. I said, and I don't know how much of it's true. He goes, well, I want to see a good picture. I said, I can't prove anything to you with a picture. You can't prove anything to me with a picture. It is getting so easy to fake pictures. Neil deGrasse Tyson talks about that there's probably a UFO font on Photoshop. Just put a UFO in your picture because it's getting that prevalent. There's so much BS out there. I've gotten kind of jaded on pictures. I kind of look at these things and, oh, did you see that face in the window? Yeah, that's you taking the picture of the window. Why are you taking some random picture? It just, I didn't see this until the picture got developed. Yeah, because sometimes there's nothing even there. It's just they think they see something. I don't know. And the problem is with that is they're right. I wasn't there. I don't know. Maybe there was, they always say, oh, there was nobody else in the cemetery with us when we got this picture. Well, nobody in the cemetery with you. Cemeteries are big places. Somebody would sneak up on you. I can't tell you how many people tell me I walk too quiet and I come up behind them. And I said, I could be in a cemetery, walk up on you. You'd never know I was there either. And that doesn't mean there's nobody else there. And so, again, do your due diligence, be smart, have fun with it. That's what it's really about, I think. We're not scaredy cats. We're not screaming at the first door that slams. We're not running out of the building like chickens because it's the reason we went on an investigation. We're not going in and provoking the ghosts. We're not telling them, come get me like some TV personality does. I can't stand that guy. He talks to people and he's throwing this at them. It's a spirit that attacked people that lives in this house, right? And the person that he's talking to always go, yeah, that's it. Yeah, because he let him on. He got the answers he was looking for. Again, it's we're all in it for the same reason, mostly. There are some people that are in it for the money and the fame. There was a way to make a living at it. I'd have probably tried it by now. Quit my job. Should have been retired. I should be retired next year, but I'm not going to be. But anyway, that's my life and my choice. But again, I appreciate everybody on the page. I'd love to see some more participation. I got 3,000 members in Simi Valley. I don't know exactly what Cheyenne has. I haven't looked recently. But that one went off the charts on the first night. I think I had about 300 people in the first 2 days. And I just, share your stories. On our page, you can share whatever you want. And I keep a pretty close eye on how people treat people. So as long as we're all courteous to each other, post anything you want, believe what you want to believe. I'm not going to tell you any different. It's not my place to do it. Anyway, what's another that? Oh, so, and I've had this conversation with a couple of people, and I'm not sure I got the answer, but I think I do. So everybody knows about my pennies. If they don't, I find pennies, and it's not that I just find pennies. It's that I find pennies in places where they shouldn't be found. My wife and I bought an old redwood table. Little round table that I was going to refinish and set out on the front porch, which I did. While I was doing it, I was taking it apart a little bit so I could clean it up. And there was a penny stuck under one of the slats, between one of the slats and one of the braces. And it was a wheatback 1950 something penny. I found pennies in the middle of the desert. Stepped out of my truck, had a penny sitting at my feet. But we moved to Cheyenne in February. And we were up here about a month before that, looking. We didn't have a place to live or anything. It's a long story how I got here. But anyway, we were with our son who lives in Denver. And we were walking around, standing outside of Walmart. I looked down, picked up a penny from the backside of a trash can, found another one somewhere. And he's just going, really? We've been here a year now. And my daughter bought me this, or my granddaughter gave me this bank for Christmas, and it says, it's got the poem "Penny from Heaven" to put them in. And I wasn't keeping them separate before, and I probably kicked myself a little bit for not doing that. But anyway, so I put them in there. I probably have found 10 pennies in the last year. And there were days I could find 4 or 5 back home. And I just don't find them. I don't. And sometimes I get a feeling that there's one around, and I'll look around and find one. So my question was to somebody was, I think I found my place. I think I found my happy place. Something I probably should have done a long time ago. Though a long time ago it wouldn't have been financially feasible or prudent to do it. But yeah, I think that's my answer. I think that before they were my guardians and they were pointing me in the right direction and telling me, you're doing good, you're doing this, you're doing right. And I'd find them a lot when I was doing, when something big was going on. Yeah, I've probably found 5 this year, is all 5 or 6 maybe. And I think it's a good thing. I think where I need to be, our family's where we need to be. Things are going really good for us, and we're happy, and that's what matters in life. Be happy, right? Anyway, I rambled enough. Like I said, I just wanted to get a video out. I'll probably put something together a little more substantial later. Right now, I'm trying to put on a seminar up here for Cheyenne Paranormal. I'll probably do that in the next month or so. Anyway, I hope you guys are all having a great life, and everybody's doing well. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. And remember, post on the page. Tell us what's going on. Tell us what you think. Tell us your opinions. I don't get too hurt about what other people think or don't think too much, as long as you don't state it as a fact. So anyway, you guys all have a good one. Take care, and we'll see you next time.